As I normally do, would like to provide a quick COVID update. We are kind of just not horribly increasing as the national people are, but definitely our numbers have gone up. I think last week I saw a jump, and they're doing their reports out of Lake County about weekly. So I believe it went up maybe 10 people in Lake County. So let's keep those numbers down. We do have a vaccine clinic here at the complex. Let's see, tomorrow, Wednesday, January 12th, they'll be here at the council chambers. It'll be from 3:30 to 6:30, hopefully to include school children, people that are working, they could come after work. So if you want to schedule, just go to mtreadyclinic.org, schedule that. Vaccines have been proven to be very helpful in avoiding severe complications, hospitalization, death. And so, you know, if you want to look at the numbers, just look at the amount of people that were unvaccinated that passed. If you really want to get morbid about things, you can do that. And the numbers are very telling. So just be safe out there, you know, make a smart, informed decision. As always, make sure your physical health is doing well. One of the studies I looked at, which I'm going to apply to myself, is that people that are a little bit overweight are more susceptible to complications, things like that. You know, for me personally, I think that helped me because I was trying to get healthier when I did get COVID. And I think that if I would have got a year previous with the way my health was a year before that, it may have been more severe. So, you know, get out if you can, avoid the ice. Gyms are open. Ronan Gym out at the old Job Corps site is very nice and open. Try to get out there as much as I can. So work on your mental health. This time of year, we're through the holidays, but it's still kind of a downtime. Nice that we had sun here yesterday, but these foggy days and these cloudy days are not great for our mental health. So sun lamps, exposure to sun, outdoor activities are always good. So stay up on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin. And thank you for the good advice. Len.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the council. And once again, Martin, thank you. I've always appreciated your report on the coronavirus updates. I guess one question I have for you, Martin, is has the Omicron been detected on the reservation?
Sorry, as we open the door. I believe that we do have, I know it's in Missoula County, and if I'm not mistaken, I was trying to scroll real quickly. I believe that there was a case in Lake County. They announced that on January 5th. And so that's something that definitely is here. And the other thing, you know, just as a side note as well, that we should talk a lot about is the flu. That is also an issue this year as well. For, you know, last year when we were masking and doing all of our social distancing, the flu didn't really come out. This year it has, and it's been pretty severe. So, you know, between Omicron, Delta, and the flu, it'd be smart to get as many defenses against viruses as you could. So vaccines, flu vaccines, coronavirus vaccines, proven by science to work. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin.
One related footnote to that, in case you guys didn't see it on the news, the Great Falls Public Schools closed because they share a number of COVID cases. So they had 170 faculty out, and so they're closed for a week. And I think it's mostly related to the new variant. It's quite communicable for youth and children. So, but if faculty was having a hard time, obviously, they couldn't carry the school. So with that, we're up to our agenda with Greg. Morning, Greg.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. So my pages start on page 2 and 3. This is a resolution that accomplishes 3 things. The first is that it rescinds Resolution 22034. It moves the entire stimulus payment that was anticipated in June of calendar year 2022. It moves the entire payment up to January. And thirdly, it creates a methodology for addressing any new members that come onto the rolls between the last measuring point, which was in November of last year, which created the tally for the December per capita. And it creates a methodology for measuring new members all the way up through and to include the November 15th measuring date for the December per capita at the end of this calendar year.
Martin?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Greg. Greg, will this affect the payout date that we've already gotten out there? I think it's January 20th.
This will not affect the payment date.
Carol?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion that we approve the resolution.
I was, sorry, Mr. Chair, I was just going to second Carol's motion.
Oh, okay. Seconded, call for question.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, would you mind acknowledging when one of us make a motion that you acknowledge that
Oh,
you
yeah.
accept the motion?
Accept the motion. Sorry, my bad.
Okay, thank you.
Martin? Oh, okay. All those in favor? Bing? No. 9-4, 1 opposed. Motion carries. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
Our next agenda item is fire control. Daryl and Pat. Are they resuming?
Yep, good morning, everyone. Daryl Claremont, Division of Fire, and I'm the prescribed fire and fuels manager for the tribe. This morning, I'm asking for approval to purchase capital equipment, and that would be in the form of 2 4-wheel drive pickups for the fuels program. Currently, the fuels program is short vehicles, and I've been approved through the region to purchase 2 pickups for my staff. These vehicles would be tribal vehicles, but they would be placed on a BIA spreadsheet that would track them. And then once they hit either 10 years or 100,000 miles, they would be replaced through the BIA. And the way I understand it, funding down through the BIA would come to me or our program to replace those vehicles. Any questions?
I'll just make the assumption that you followed, well, I'll ask the question, you followed the procurement policy and everything?
I've been in contact with Dana, and she would be the one going through the purchasing process for me. She had said that I needed council approval for capital equipment and a letter through Tony Ingashola Jr. approving the purchase. So right now, all I'm waiting for would be just the council approval.
I'll make the motion to purchase capital equipment for the fuels program.
Motion by Martin to approve the capital equipment for the 2 additional trucks. Is there a second? Second by Ellie. Unanimous. Thank you, Daryl.
Yep, thank you.
Fire control have any other items?
Yeah, hello, council. My name is Patrick Amborn. For those of you who don't know me, I've been working for the tribes for over 5 years. It's a great honor and privilege to work for the tribes. It's also a great responsibility, one that I don't take lightly. So today, why I'm here is asking for permission by motion to approve the resolution to advertise 2 different cable sales. These 2 cable sales are associated with the Boulder Fire Salvage. So the first one we're going to go over is the upper cable sale. This one has a total of 11,363 tons. That's approximately 1.7 million board feet. For the Doug fir and other species, we have a minimum rate of $12 with a TSI rate of 3. That puts that at a total value of $85,710. Ponderosa Pine saw logs, 1,143 tons. That's at a minimum rate of $7 per ton with that $3 TSI. That puts that at 14,300. The whitewoods, 4,219 tons with a minimum rate of $5 with that TSI rate, puts that at $33,752. Now, the Ponderosa Pine is going to be optional, and we did that for a few reasons. For one, the local market is still pretty poor. We are getting better. TRL is not putting quotas on there, taking Ponderosa Pine anymore. But since this stuff is burned, we did get a lower rate from them initially. These are cable units, so not your traditional tractor. So you got, they're felling the trees and then they yard them up. So with that comes a higher logging cost. And also with the timing with up in Boulder, we get snowed out of there, probably already snowed out of there right now. And so come summertime when the bugs start to fly, the mountain pine beetle, that could stain it. We don't know if we'll have any kind of blue stain market. So that's our reasoning behind making that Ponderosa Pine removal optional. And that's going to be for both sales. So another thing I'd like to discuss about this is you'll see that there's salvage units and then salvage sanitation units. Salvage units were kind of your higher intensity burn that we saw. Greater than 75% basal area was lost. And then the salvage sanitation units were kind of that 25 to 75% basal area loss. And then we will also be removing dwarf mistletoe infected trees that did not or will not die from the burn. So for this upper cable, we have 130 acres of the salvage. We have 62 acres for the salvage sanitation. It's a total of 192. That's out of 538 is the total logging unit boundary, which includes the road work. So that's about 346 reserve acres there. We got new temp road construction of 0.24 miles. Those roads will be decommissioned after harvesting activities. For light prep, we have about 9 miles of light prep, heavy prep 0.37, with periodic and final maintenance of about 9.36 miles. So that's what I got for the first one, the upper cable sale.
Any questions on the upper cable sale?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, just one question, Patrick. Can you tell us what an average cost per ton to cable log in today's market?
Yeah, so our most recent, and this comes from the BBER, which is something that University of Montana puts on. And so per 1,000 board feet, it's about 275.90. Now this is from 2020, I believe. So that cable compared to your ground-based was at about 180 per 1,000.
Thank you, Patrick.
Any other questions on this advertisement? Okay, Patrick, you move on to the second one.
Okay, so the second one is just the BFS lower cable logging unit. Once again, BFS is Boulder Fire Salvage. For this one, the Ponderosa Pine is optional as well, but this is a total of 17,225 tons, approximately 2.6 million board feet. For the Douglas fir, 13,455 tons. This minimum bid rate's $10 per ton with a TSI of 3, total of 174,915. Now this is a lower rate because there's more road work attached to this sale. For the Ponderosa Pine, we're looking at about 1,677 tons at $7 and that $3 TSI. So that puts it at about 16,770. And then the Whitewoods, 2,093 tons at $5 per ton, $3 TSI, and that's 16,744. So if they were to take that pine, that would give us a total of 208,429. So for this one, our salvage acres are 45. Our salvage sanitation acres are 262. That's a total of 307. And that's out of the total harvest unit area is 970. So for the road work, the new temp road 0.09, just like the other sale, those will be decommissioned after harvesting. Light preps 8.9, heavy prep 0.72, light reconstruction 0.5, heavy reconstruction 1.64, periodic maintenance and final of about 12.49.
Question? Anita?
I do have a comment, and I guess it comes to the pine. And I know you can't change the markets. I don't know who the mills are now. But with the price of lumber and as hard as it is to get it, I thought it would have started increasing some of the prices. But do you foresee in the future that might happen, or are we just kind of stuck here?
Yeah, unfortunately, with just having, a couple mills that are taking the pine, it's hard to say. I know from my understanding, I don't think they really want to lock down any of those prices because they don't foresee this increase to continue. So they don't want to lock in on their contracts with higher prices. And unfortunately, we're kind of at the whim of the mills, because there's only a few of them that we can go to. So I would hope, I know that the pine market is starting to get better. So hopefully in the future with some of these green sales, we'll get better rates. It's really hard to tell.
Mr. Chair?
John, go ahead.
Hey, yeah, so it's Tony. Sorry, I don't have my camera on right now. But the markets are fluctuating back up. I was just looking at trends this weekend, and it's coming out of the Canada market. There's a new old growth policy going on in Canada, which is gonna potentially shut down some of the markets up there, which may drive the prices back up again. Now, regionally, you see a lot of markets going up high regionally. Unfortunately, that doesn't always show us our trend very locally, as we are dictated by the mill's prices here. And our mill infrastructure has gone down in the past 10, 15 years pretty dramatically. We only have 2 mills locally that take pine, and pine is usually the one species that sees the most effect of our pricing. And when you talk salvage pine, which could possibly be blue stain pine, which they don't use for structure purposes, that's what drives the price a lot more down also.
Thank you, Tony. Any other questions? Ellie?
No question, Mr. Chair, but I would make the motion to approve for the advertisement of the Boulder Fire Salvage upper cable timber sale, assuming we need 2 motions for the upper and the lower.
Motion by Ellie to approve the upper Boulder timber cable sale. Is there a second? Second by Bing. All those in favor? Unanimous? Ellie?
I would now make the motion to approve the same for the upper. Sorry, lower.
Motion by Ellie to approve advertisement for the lower Boulder cable sale, seconded by Anita. Is there those in favor? Unanimous? Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you for your time, council. Have a good day.
Thank you, council. Have a good day.
Tony, we're going to take a real brief recess, and then we'll come back. I hope that's okay. Steve? Okay. Short break. We'll go into recess.